We all know how much pollution there is in the ocean. But because of our actions, our beautiful ocean is now breeding killer fish. And those fish are killing us. Here comes the intro. Hi, it's Fee here, the Healthy Vegan author and creator of the Gold Card Vegan Resource website. So here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, at the beginning of 2013, there was a massive wash-up of dead snapper. And snapper is a very popular eating fish here. Not the first time it had happened, and certainly won't be the last time. These fish that are washed up onto our shores around the world, in not only my opinion, but in others, come from trawling nets. Legal or illegal, I do not condone trawling. So back in 2013, you can imagine how horrified New Zealanders were. Honestly, now when it happens, they're a little bit more blasé about it, which is so sad. Are people just plain thick? Can't they foresee that there won't be any fish if the fishing industry continues? You know, it's well known that trawlers have increased their time at sea because it takes longer to catch the required amount. Why? Because this type of fishing is depleting our ocean. Also, illegal trawling is increasing because the fish are not as plentiful in the legal parts, so the boats are coming into illegal waters. So not long after this big wash up of all this fish, I happened to read a book called Killer Fish: How Eating Aquatic Life Endangers Your Health. Sorry, I just got some notes here I want to watch. And I will link to that book, in the description. It certainly opened my eyes to the health risks people take when they consume fish, more so with farmed fish. So researchers analysed samples of farmed Atlantic salmon from different areas. And one of the findings just absolutely astounded me. And I've taken this from the book. Total PCB concentrations in farmed salmon were significantly higher than in wild Alaskan Chinook samples. Organically farmed Norwegian salmon had the highest concentrations of PCBs. Wow, you could have blown me down with a feather. Organically farmed? That's outrageous. But of course, fish farms, like the meat industry, are overpopulated. Fish are crammed into areas which become breeding grounds for viruses. So with further research, I discovered that a Harvard study published in 2012 shows that toxic mercury is accumulating in the Arctic And this is what they said, which came from the Harvard News. Mercury is considered a bioaccumulative toxin because it remains in the environment without breaking down. As it travels up the food chain from plankton to fish to marine mammals to humans, it becomes more concentrated and more dangerous. And guess what? Hey, we are to blame for most of the mercury. Now, in itself, mercury isn't that bad. It happens naturally, but at very low levels. However, about half the mercury released into the atmosphere comes from human activities, like most things. For example, like burning fossil fuels like coal and oil and natural gas. And with contributions from waste incineration, mining, and other industrial activities. So that's that one. But then there is the visible pollution, the plastic that is floating in the Pacific Gyre, which is a massive swirling vortex of rubbish, which no doubt you will have heard of. This has increased 100-fold in the past 4 decades. Plastic is the bane of our existence. Not only is it on land, but its effect on the ocean and the fish is simply disastrous. People think, they have this sort of like this idea that the ocean has unlimited inertia. But nanoparticles of plastic are getting into marine life and the food chain, affecting fish fertility rates. This in turn affects food security for coastal population these populations who rely on fish as a food because they don't have access to the variety of nutritious plants that the rest of us have. Pollution is having a significant impact on the oceans. Fish ingest an estimated 12,000 to 24,000 tons of plastic per year in the Pacific Ocean. Hey, it's time we stopped treating our oceans as trash bins and start taking responsibility. Our beautiful, forgiving, and generous oceans will die if we don't put a stop to the overfishing and polluting them. The fish in the oceans, they have enough to deal with climate change. So let's not add to their burden. Maybe the rise of the killer fish is their way of paying us back. Take fish off your plate. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. So if you did get something, I'd love a comment, but please give us a thumbs up and a share. Subscribe and click the notification bell. And remember to have great food, make it whole plant-based, and be compassionate to all animals, fish, and humans. Bye for now.